Okay, I'm back to continue my Power Ranger review series with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 3. Season 3 starts with the episode A Friend in Need, which deals with Alpha's home planet of Edenoi being under attack by Count Dragon or somebody like that. So the Rangers go to Edenoi while Kimberly is homesick with the flu. That's always interesting. There they meet Dax. We find out that Dax is a prince on Edenoi, and that he's also the masked rider. And while Kimberly fights a monster who she ends up giving the flu to, that kind of makes no sense. I mean, Earth germs from humans can transfer to monsters. Basically, all this three-part episode is it was what Saban wanted to launch the Masked Rider off, but Masked Rider was canceled after one season, so this became a very pointless episode. On top of that, I don't know if Masked Rider's canon. So yeah. To me, the season really starts with the first true story episode, which is the Ninja Quest, which is a four-part episode in which the Rangers' thunder powers are destroyed. They need new powers from ninjas, and they're told by Zordon to go find the great ninja warrior Ninjor, and Ninjor will give them their ninja powers, which he does. Tommy gets a falcon, Rocky gets an ape, Aisha gets a bear, Billy gets a wolf, Kimberly gets a crane, and Adam gets a frog, which in the movie is a very kind of funny thing in the MMPR movie, but about how he's a lit up myth that he's a frog. But yeah. Ninja also can go and form his own type of Zord thing. So, yeah. And then there's also the Balkan Skull thing for the season, which is them trying to get into the Junior Police Patrol, primarily to protect and primarily to meet girls. That begins in this episode too. And through a lot of things, there's not a lot of other story things. There is the Master Vile and Metallic Armor two-part episode, which introduces Master Vile as Rita and her brother Rito, who's also introduced in the season, their father. Now, I want to know how did Master Vile reproduce, and for that matter, you know, his kids are a witch and a skeleton. What does their mother look like? What at all could Rita's and Rito's mother look like? But essentially all the metallic armor is glitter on the Ranger suits. Yay! Glitter! The next team power-up that we would actually get later is actually better when we get into Lost Galaxy, but I'll get into that when I get into the Lost Galaxy review, because I'm not done with it yet. In fact, it's the current one I'm on. But then we get A Different Shade of Pink, which is a three-part episode dealing with Kimberly leaving, and she's a bit unsure about it. But Zordon says when he made the decision to make the Rangers that he would not interfere with their personal life. And eventually this introduces new Pink Ranger Catherine Hillard, who is from Australia. So, yeah. Kat replaces Kimberly after breaking a spell that Rita and Zed had on her. The only thing about the actress who played Kat, Catherine Sutherland, is she only gets to play Kat for about, I think it's 18 episodes or so, possibly less, because shortly after she shows up, we get the Alien Ranger saga, which Master Vile turns back time to when the Rangers were kids, but they remember being a Power Ranger, and they remember Zordon and Alpha, but they don't have their powers because they're kids. So we find out that they have to find the pieces of the Zeo crystal that are scattered all over the world, Billy doesn't have to find one because Billy uses some kind of machine and makes himself a guy again. Uh, to teenage thing. Even though Billy is actually the oldest of those Power Rangers, so yeah, like PR knows what teenagers look like. Yeah. Tommy finds his on a Native American reserve, his piece of Zeo Crystal. Kat finds hers in Australia. Rocky finds his in Mexico. Adam's in Korea, and Aisha's finds hers in Africa. But Aisha chooses to stay behind in Africa. So, and gives her pizza and lets Tanya Salone take her, a girl she met while in Africa. Tanya take her piece of Zeo Crystal back. So, yeah. Now, while this is all going on, the alien rangers of Aquitar are defending Angel Grove using their battle Borgs or whatever, which are the same size as the Zeozords. Or the same size of the Shogun Zords. The thing is, the alien rangers of Aquitar need pure water to survive, and thus cannot survive on Earth for too long, so... in the end, though, Rito and Goldar blow up the power chamber and leave the Rangers wondering what their next move is going to be, which is a perfect cliffhanger going into Zeo. Due to the fact that, again, we had a same cast, the only real Ranger that's new that I can give an opinion on if they were good or not is Kat. Kat was a fine replacement for Kimberly, but again, she wouldn't really have a chance to develop until Zeo. Bulk and Skull were their normal stuff. And we meet a new recurring character that will change through, that will stay around till Turbo in Lieutenant Stone, as Bulk and Skull is a superior officer. Master Vile was a better villain than I think he sometimes gets credit for. Master Vile did do something, did make the plan that Zed and Rita did back at the end of Season 2, or in Season 2, about turning the Rangers back to when they were kids. He actually made it work better when to a lot of stuff, with the exception of they still remembered their powers. See, one of my complaints with Season 1 of MMPR and Season 2 of MMPR is their finales did not set up the next season. This one does, because as we all know, after Zeo, they would just go by Power Rangers, whatever, and have new costumes every year. So, starting with Zeo. So, yeah. All in all, Season 3, I think, is actually the best of the 3 MMPR seasons, other than Season 1. In fact, I think in terms of strength of Season 3, then 1, then 2. I think 2's the weakest, just because. 3 is very story-heavy on continuing a lot of storylines, and that's always a nice thing. Which In Space does a good thing of, but again, I'll get that when I review In Space in 3 vids from now, about in this series. So, yeah, so that's it for this review of Power Rangers Season 3. If you feel free to comment down below. If you like this video, hit the like button down below, and if you want to, subscribe.